Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from ejsllc.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about whether or not your business needs an on-premises server or server in co-location. And the short answer, like everything in IT, is it depends. Well, for your small business, and what I'm using by small business is these are 1 to 2 person shops that might just have a handful of computers, and whatever line of business they have might not have anything to do with technology. It's not like 1 or 2 devs that are running their own software company and such. And so whether or not you need the on-premises server or server in co-location really is answered by what are your needs in IT. What problems do you have? What solutions need to be created for said problems that may or may not may or may not involve a server. And for example, for this, if you're just a couple of people in your business and you need some type of software that you can do word processing and spreadsheets and such, you need a little bit of file storage, you might need to have a way of sharing files, you need to have some email tools and such. Well, you have two major options between Office 365 and Google Apps that are perfectly viable. And you don't need to have an on-premises server to be able to run those. As a matter of fact, you don't necessarily even have to have Windows computers to run those. If you want to use the online tools, you can use any operating system you want on your actual computers and just run it in a browser. I mean, that's a lot of the stuff I do that is Office related for my LLC. I have an Office 365 Business Essentials subscription, and I'm doing stuff on my Linux laptop, and so I'm just doing stuff in the browser. And for me, it works, and for your small business, it may work too. If you do have some computers and you want to have some management of that, and you might have either an IT person, which is probably unlikely if you're a small business, or if you're IT savvy yourself. In a Windows environment, you can achieve that through PowerShell remoting. Now, granted, PowerShell remoting is a little bit easier to do when you're on a Windows domain, but it can be configured to where you don't have to be on that Windows domain to be able to do remoting. If you have Linux machines, you can do the same thing, just with bash scripting and such. Now, of course, it all depends on business need. So again, the short answer is no, you don't necessarily need an on-premises server. There's no magic number as to once you have X number of users and Y number of computers, you need to deploy your own server architecture. At that point, if you do have a little bit larger number of users and servers, there are virtual private server services such as Vultr and DigitalOcean that you can use for items versus having to invest in that on-premises server. So what it all comes back to, again, is what is your business need? And the way that you would determine whether or not you actually need your physical server, either on-premises or in co-location, is ask yourself about what problems the business has that needs a solution, rather than you get this thing and you create uses for it. Any IT decision in the business should always come from what is the business need, what solution do we have with that. So not a very long discussion, but just kind of bringing home some points about before you go out and buy the server for your 1 or 2 person business or just handful of computers. Look at all of your options. There are many options that can probably fit basic management needs and such that don't require that hardware on site or in co-location that you're having to pay for, maintain it, and all of that. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you click like. Also subscribe to the channel so you can be aware of when new content comes available. And as always, I'll see you the next time.